guys, welcome back to Star TV. On today's lovely episode, we're going to be talking about how the choices we make can impact our lives forever. Right before we get into today's lovely episode, make sure you guys subscribe to Star TV where you get a new episode every week. Make sure you guys like this video, drop a comment down below, let Star know what you think, and be sure to hit that bell down below and press all so you will be notified each and every time Star posts a new video. Let's get into it. So first things first, I know all of you have heard about the submarine. And when I go online, like when I'm on TikTok and when I'm on Instagram, I see so many people making jokes about the submarine. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the jokes were hilarious, but I couldn't really move myself to chuckle and cackle the way I wanted to, because at the end of the day, we have to realize those people on the submarine, they made one bad choice and it impacted them forever. It ended their lives forever. These people are not coming back. It's over and it's done. Black culture, we always laugh and we always being so black. We don't take anything serious, but this is something serious. When you start to think like these are people's sisters and brothers and family members and friends, and when you put yourself in that situation, when you think, hey, imagine if I was in that submarine and I was, going down deep into the ocean where I couldn't see and I was really, tied and boxed in. And all of a sudden, we lose control with the rescue boat and we're going down and down and down. How would I feel in that moment, knowing that I am stuck inside of a submarine? I'm headed down to the pit of the ocean. I am afraid for my life. There is no hope. I have no cell phone. There's no hope. There's no help. I would feel devastated, dreadful, hopeless. I would feel regret. I would feel like my world was ending, and the amount of hopelessness and devastation and fear is overwhelming. So we just need to, as Black people, start to be more serious about serious situations, because a lot of us, we're not serious until it's us or somebody we love, and that's sad. But back into, the theme of the video, the choices we make can impact our lives forever. And even though this is a terrible tragedy, God is still good and he's still merciful. And you guys want to know why? There is one particular person who made a down deposit to board this submarine. And you know what he did? At the last minute, he opted out. And I know that that was God's Holy Spirit speaking to him. And he felt as if he shouldn't go. He felt a bad feeling. He felt that it was unsafe. And he was interviewed and he was saying these same things. He started to question and he backed out because of what he was feeling. And because he just knew it's something about this trip, I shouldn't go. And because of that, his life was spared. A lot of the times, God is speaking to us and he's telling us not to do certain things, not to go certain places, but we want to have so much fun and we always want to be lit. We ignore the voice of God. And it impacts our lives. It can lead to sudden death. It can lead to sudden destruction. It's time for us to wake up. It's time for us to really think about the choices that we make. Think about the decisions that we make. It's time for us to truly seek God. Before we go somewhere, let's ask God, Lord, should I go to this place? And if I shouldn't go, give me a sign, give me a gut feeling that I shouldn't be here, because I want to go here, but I don't want anything to happen to me. I don't know what's awaiting me. So Lord, lead me, speak to me in a way that I can understand. Decision making is so important. Let's get into tip number 2. Be careful with the partner that you choose in life. And I mean this. So many women, we become so impatient. And we don't wait on God. We decide to settle with whatever comes our way, whoever, gives us an offer. Nobody wants to wait on God, to send them their God-sent husband or their God-sent spouse. Nobody wants to do that anymore because society is telling us as women, oh my God, you're 25, you're in your prime, you better hurry up before you're 30 and nobody wants you, which is not true. There are women in their 30s and 40s who are still young, beautiful, and youthful. Look at Nicki Minaj. Look at Kim Kardashian. Look at Beyonce. They don't look a day over 30, okay? Look at Portia Williams from The Real Housewives of Atlanta. So ladies, don't let nobody make you rush your life. Why should I rush, the timing of God for my life? Why should I be afraid of time passing and it being too late when I know the author of time? We got to be careful with the men that we choose. It's a lot of women out here who are being abused. They are in domestic violent relationships. Women are being killed by men. There are a lot of women who are being emotionally abused, heartbroken. Do not settle. There are women out here who are even being used for their hard-earned money. I have a particular friend. I spoke to her this morning because she was talking to me about her relationship issues, and this has been an ongoing thing for about 3 years now. And I seen that the guy that she's with, he's really taking advantage of her in the worst way. And she just cannot see it, to save the world. So I had to be real with her. And I know the truth hurts, but I told her, you deserve better. He's not showing up for you the way that you showed for him. He hasn't invested anything in you, and you've invested your time, your heart, and thousands of dollars into him. What are you getting in return? Like, you're a high value woman. You want marriage. You deserve so much more than the breadcrumbs that he's presenting to you. And of course she was offended. Of course, I hurt her feelings, still waiting to hear back from her. But as a good friend, I'm going to tell you like it is to save you time. A lot of these men will waste your whole 20s. And a lot of women settle, right? Because they never found better. They never experienced better. They think that that's as good as it gets, so they settle. No, you got to be careful. Because a little backstory, you guys, this particular friend, a very good man who truly was interested in her and was ready to, just lock it down with her and, take her down the aisle. She passed him up. Had she been with him, they would have been married now, living in a white picket fence, house, kids, everything. But she settled for somebody else. And you know what happened? Now she's complaining because this man isn't truly ready for commitment. So she settled for somebody else because she was going based off looks instead of settling for, the guy that God sent her way. Maybe he wasn't, maybe he was unassuming. Maybe he wasn't packaged the way that she liked, but he was ready, financially ready to give her the world. Very loyal person. So look at the wrong choices. The wrong choices in men can delay your destiny. It can delay your progress in life. It can delay you. So where you're supposed to be, you're not. And that's why we got to be very careful as women and very selective. Let's get into tip number 3. Be careful with who you choose to be your close friend. Now, I've had many experiences, and what I can say from these experiences is, I've healed and I've grown from it. But one thing I learned is you got to be careful who you choose to be your close friend. Let's look at, Selena, Yolanda, her friend and her employee. Overnight, after they known each other for 4 years, overnight started stealing money from her boutiques and then killed her. She killed Selena when Selena didn't do anything to her. Selena rightfully was going to fire her, and she killed Selena, her close friend. You got to be careful who you let get close to you. Some of your close friends will be the very ones to backstab you. Some of your close friends will be the very ones to take you out. Some of your very close friends will be the ones to poison your food. Some of your very close friends will be the ones to undermine you. Some of your very close friends, when they see you getting to know a good guy, they will try to take him from you, or they will try to speak bad about you to the guy to get him to change your mind. Some of your own friends will steal your business ideas and make it into their own. You got to be careful with who you let close to you, because anytime you have a close friend and they're not genuine, they are studying you. I recently was on the phone with somebody, and I consider this person a close friend. And I remember, this person just saying something so smart to me, like clapping back at me for nothing, throwing shade for nothing. And they did this before and I overlooked it. But this time I'm like, no. I'm like, girl, you gotta go. Because one thing I'm not going to sit up here and laugh with you and be genuine and we on the phone and you finding ways to sneak diss me. That's not what Star is about. That's not what I'm tolerating. I know my worth and I'm not settling for that. So you have to be careful, very careful of close friends, because these are people that you are with 24/7, people that you are on the phone with 24/7, people who will learn about your business, people who will know what you're going through, people who you tell your information to. We got to be very careful. So number 4, be extremely careful with the job that you choose. Listen, you got to be careful with who you choose to work for. I'm telling you, you have amazing jobs out here, amazing positions, and I'm blessed to have a really good job right now while also being a full-time student. But let me tell you guys, you have to be very, very, very careful. Very careful, because at some jobs, you will have people there who just don't like you because you're beautiful. They make up lies about you because they see your glory and they see how you radiate and how you light up a room and how when you walk in, everybody looks at you. Everyone tells you how beautiful and how pretty you are. Sometimes people, they just feel so bad about themselves when you're around because you have features and qualities that they want for themselves. So what do they do at the job? They treat you terrible. What do? They spread rumors about you. They lie on you. They sabotage you. They make your life a living hell, all because of your God-given gifts, talents, and abilities. You guys, I just thank God that the job that I'm working now, it pays me 10 times more than what I was making just 2 months ago. God is so good. I was blessed with a higher salary, way higher. Let me tell you guys something. I had this former boss, and it's so ironic because I was ultimately teaching in a school, and the girls there were just so jealous of me. I'm talking about making up lies on me, and these are girls that I didn't even talk to. They would make up lies about me and then report me to my boss, and I used to have to sit in her office and be respectful to her because I respected her. Something about her, she's a grown woman. I just respect her and her authority. I'll be very polite, very kind. I would hear her out, but I would look at this girl and she would sit there and lie on me, say, oh, Star did this, Star did that. And then I had the boss, getting on me because also the boss suffered from self-esteem issues. She would tell me at work, she'd be like, oh, this person quit the job because of you. And she would tell me, nobody wants to be your friend. Like, she was just horrible. And then I remember one time I had an encounter, with one of her daughters, and her daughter, she's so innocent. She confided in me and she's like, I tried to kill myself once. And that really broke my heart that your daughter is crying out for help. Your daughter is battling suicide. And instead of giving her the counseling, the therapy, the mental health that she needs, you come to work and you belittle women who could be your daughter, women who are the same age as your daughter. I was picked on at this workplace to the point where, me teaching kids, this particular boss, you guys, she even took my chair out of my room so that I was the only teacher out of the whole school who cannot sit down, right? And I'm like, wow, to do something like that, you have to be so hateful. And this particular boss would always talk about everything that I had on. If I had on a fly jacket, since I first started, she would be like, oh, your jacket is fly and all, but can you take it off? Can you, do this, do that? It was always a problem with Star. And why? Because Star at that workplace, she was the standout. I was the shining star there, and everybody knew it, And guess what? You see, you don't have to do nothing to your enemies. God will handle them. This particular boss took my chair, so I had to stand 8 hours a day. And she thought she was hurting me, not knowing that, baby, I worked in retail. I used to stand on my feet for 12 hours. That was nothing. I've always been such a hard and efficient worker. A few weeks later, this particular boss, she sprained her ankle. And I remember we were having a meeting and, she had a cast on her leg. I believe she had a cane. And guess what? One of her employees had to roll in the same chair that she took away from me and give it to her so she could sit down. And I'm like, wow. You see, when you do people wrong, you force, God to arise. You force, these bad catastrophes to happen to you. She took my chair and she winded up needing a chair to sit down in. She had to roll in the hallways in this chair because of her leg. It was sprained or broken. So we just got to be good to people, and we got to be careful with the workplace that we choose to work in. These people will pull you down. People like me and like others, or just people who are called, to be a brand, people who are called to be entrepreneurs. We cannot work these regular jobs. Everywhere that you go, it will be a problem. Why? Because your star shines bright. They see your potential. They see that one day you're going to be amazing. You're going to be big. They don't know whether you're going to be a model or an actress or a TV personality, but they just know that it's big and they see that, so they want to destroy you. And at the end of the day, God blessed me with a better position. At the end of the day, I'm in a better position than all of them, and a lot of the people that came up against me at that specific workplace, they were either fired or they quit because they just couldn't take it, and I believe their goal was to run Star out of the workplace, and they couldn't run me out of there, so they had to sabotage me in order for me to get dismissed. But at the end of the day, God was on my side. I'm happy, I'm at peace, and I'm doing good. So be careful, hun, when you are choosing these jobs. When you are beautiful and when there's something about you that's amazing, these people will hate you. They will resent you. And it's not you. It's what you carry. It's the glory of God on your life. It's your destiny that you're carrying. They're seeing your greatness. Because remember, the decision we make will impact our lives forever.